Hey everybody. I wanted to focus on neck tendons and veins today. I was studying from Dale Keown. He's like one of my favorite at doing the neck tendons. Him and Mark Silvestri, but it's a lot easier to find these references from Dale Keown's comic because that's like one of the best ways to make this guy look so dynamic is to make it look like all these things are flared out and tense. And he basically draws this big dude all the time. I mean, well, yeah, the comic's named Pitt. So, uh, yeah, I was trying to find some examples, and I got reminded of that when I was going over his basic training, even for these smaller guys. I mean, they're still big dudes, but I mean, this guy is Samson. Um, his neck tendons are, kind of pronounced, even when he's at rest. There, even this guy, I forget his name. What's his Rick Jones? Yeah. Uh, on all these guys, he has some kind of like a little bit of tendon stuff, which is cool. I really like how he does it. It's and then I was reminded when I seen this, like, oh yeah, I got some Pitt comics. His cool neck there. Um, he really likes to draw monsters. Everybody likes to draw monsters. But all right, so I did the boring stuff of let me try to find that again. Of basically, I was trying to copy this as good as I could while I was looking at it, focusing mostly on the neck tendons, and then apply it to my character because I got a character coming up, Sakal. He's a kind of a big fellow, like Pitt. Here's a recent page I just got done. This so yeah, a lot of the fighting is going to start happening with between all the groups. They're going to be meeting up, and it's going to be pretty fun anyway. Um, these are the two vampire groups. One is like the normal vampires, and then the other one are like the mutant vampires, mutant zombie kind of vampires. They're all piling onto them while they're fighting, and yeah, I'll leave a link in the description for if you want to sign up to get notified of when I launch. I would appreciate that. I dropped my pencil, dang. Okay. I sharpened up a bunch of these because I know I'll they go dull kind of easily. I think these are like, I know they say, oh, number 2 is HB. Never mind. I was gonna say I know that they say number 2, but every time no, I'll have them looking up. Every time I read that, it's like a number 2 pencil, I always thought like 2H, but on here it's written right on there HB. Yeah, so that's kind of a softer lead, especially now that it's getting more warmer and humid here. It comes off kind of dark, which is cool to me, but it doesn't. These things don't stay sharp that long. You know me, I like to draw hands, so maybe I'll fit a hand in here. Can fit at least one, maybe. Let's see. Wait, it'll kind of be folding up, kind of like that, yeah. So yeah, the main focus, I wanted him looking up too, so I suppose I'll draw these kind of guidelines. These help me to visualize it when he's looking up. Yeah, about right there, because he's gonna be screaming, so this will kind of even out. All right, so that's his neck, and down here's the chest. Big shoulders, probably too big for this. I can't see my drawing that well because the the thing holding my phone is like right over the middle of the screen. I'll have to move it. I think that's proportioned okay. It's tough to notice sometimes. Okay, I don't know if these will be very visible. I like to draw these big tendons. It kind of makes their neck look thicker also. But from what I was noticing with Dale Keown drawing, that he seems to just kind of forget all about this and just goes nuts with the big tendons. Which, I mean, that's cool too. Like, I think his Mark Silvestri was like, as long as it looks cool. And I tend to agree with that. Probably like 999 times out of 1,000. Trying to make his eyes tiny to make it look like he's really screaming. And the nose goes way up there because we're looking up at his face. When they're kind of wide because he's like screaming and it like flares out your nostrils. I use a lot of toys as a reference. I get portfolio reviews sometimes, and I used to get a lot of portfolio reviews before COVID, but anyway, yeah, from some of the reviews when they're like, use reference yourself, take pictures, which is makes sense. I get it. Now I'll make his teeth go down a bit more so I can show his gums. So I was gonna take a picture myself, but I don't know. It seems so like, tame, and that's not what I'm going for. I want to like get a better idea of how to make things look more screamy face and dynamic. So I got a toy. I'll grab it. I got this Geo guy. He's got a pretty good screamy face. That's why I bought him. So anyway, I was looking at this guy a lot, and like how his face goes upwards. Like, I'm trying to get this on the camera. There, yeah. I basically was holding like that and then drawing that to get a better idea. But even that toy's mouth doesn't get as screamy. Like, it didn't open this big anyway. But it gave me a better idea of like how I wanted to stretch my artistic capabilities, I guess, of how to make things look dynamic. No, but I don't think you'd see that much of the bottom teeth actually. But the top teeth back here, hiding, kind of would. And yeah, so it's like trying to find reference and I guess arguing with myself about like what looks cool. And he's got these ears are like way down here. This is what I sometimes have trouble with. Like, if you draw regular ears like that, I mean, it seems you could draw them any old way, but I got to remember that they're pointed like that way, like kind of going into the paper. And this guy's a big vampire, so I want to give him these big, long ears. And I like how Todd McFarlane draws these big ears, like in his Spider-Man comics, anyway. And Spawn. I guess I haven't really seen him draw much in the past 20 years, but I like how he draws big ears. So I'm trying to make these things look a bit more like, I don't know, more cartoony and like Uh, I don't know. I just like how it looks. A bit floppy-ish. I think J. Scott Campbell he was really into Art Adams as a kid. I mean, you could tell just by looking at his art. They took a lot of reference from him. But he found out pretty quick that Art Adams isn't a fast sequential comic book artist. So he said that his comic shop guy recommended a Todd McFarlane while he's waiting for his Adam Adam Art Adams. Jeez, I'm already forgetting the name while I'm drawing this. Because Art Adams mostly did annuals, from what I remember, after his long shot comic, and the J. Scott Campbell mentioned that his comic guy described Todd McFarlane as like a more cartoony, or yeah, something like that, a less anatomically correct Art Adams. It was something like that, and then anyway, yeah. So J. Scott Campbell became a big Todd McFarlane fan too after that. All right, so let's draw these. I really wanted to focus on the neck tendons because I'll draw the trap muscle here first. Figure that out so I don't run over them. Yeah, I wanted to go over this because I was looking at my drawings of like how I do neck tendons usually, and they a lot of times just look like long noodles kind of connecting across. And I was like, come on, man, that does not look cool. So before I start getting into drawing my Sakal character when he's like hulking out and stuff, I better get some practice in, I thought. So I do these like I call them like these are like my training wheels. I think of it as, and then I just draw up any of these lines kind of connecting. In fact, Dale Keown, he even draws tendons connecting right from across from the trap muscle here, trapezius, which I don't think that happens, but I mean, it looks cool. So, I mean, and anything to really cross all these lines to make them stand out from each other, I believe is why he's doing it, because it just looks more dynamic. You might hear me say dynamic a lot. I should look up another word to say for dynamic. Uh, electric. No, I don't know. All right. So, and I don't know, maybe I should just do like he does and go crazy with all the, well, whatever. Let's start like this first, one at a time. So I'm looking at the, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but these lines are like really faint. So I'm just kind of using those as like a guideline to where I'm adding shadows. And I'm using the HB #2 pencil here because it's much darker than, I like to use 4H or 2H. 4H more now that it's getting warmer here, because it doesn't smear so much. And same thing for 2H, but like in the wintertime, the 2H is my go-to. I'll probably have to use my eraser to figure some of these other lines I want to stand out. Yeah, Dale Keown's really good at that uplighting too. So he has light coming from the top and the bottom, or at an angle. Who knows? Sometimes he does. He probably wants to get crazy and do 3 different light sources. All right. Well, I guess if I'm drawing these big neck tendons, that's kind of, I don't have to go too crazy with these lines. Unless I want to do one right across here to mix things up. I'll try to even it out by throwing one across here too. For me, when I do these ones that cut across all the other ones, whatever it goes across, the shadows, I try to make the other shadow of it pop out, like that line. Um, you know, it could be there, but to make this thing pop out more, I think, you know, when you pop the shadow on the other side, it makes this vein thing pop out. In fact, I could no, I'll do it like this. Hit, do the that rendering to make that pop out a little bit more also. To I'm not as good as Dale Keown for this, but you know, do that uplighting kind of thing. Like the light's coming from here, so it gets darker as it goes down here. Yeah, a little bit more. Lame. Try it again. Yeah, when I'm drawing the comic, my comic, it's basically what I'm doing now is I'll draw it, I'll erase it because I don't like it, I'll draw it again and erase it because I don't like it. There's like a lot of that. Even in the ink stage, like I showed you, I had to do a lot of whiteout. If I don't notice it in the pencil stage and I'm inking, and then I suddenly notice it, I'll still correct it. Luckily, I haven't had to redraw a whole page. That it gets annoying when I have to do that. I mean, I've done that before, especially when I was taking my portfolio comic conventions. I'd get pointed out a lot of things, and I'd be like, okay, I might as well just redraw this whole page. I guess if there's one positive factor about not going to comic conventions very much is I don't have so many people telling me how I need to work on my or change up my drawings on critiques. And for the hair, I basically do the same thing for me anyway, as I did for the neck tendons. Like I got these lines, I kind of just throw them out there. So I'll even throw one across his face. Why not? And then from there, I'll kind of draw the silhouette of the hair. I made his head too wide there. And then from all these lines, I'll start pulling them together. Yeah, I don't want to widen his head too much. Excuse me. Yeah, maybe I'll have some hair go across here too. That's one cool thing I noticed about Dale Keown's Pitt character is he gives him long hair too, so that also helps to create that like 3D look because you see all these hairs like uh, I guess going in front of the necklines, so you erase the necklines to make the hair pop out a bit more. Like anything to make this thing look a bit more 3D and dynamic. Another thing, I mean, I'll probably be learning this for the rest of my life, but kind of balancing the shadows, the complete dark shadows, like these things here, with the hatching, because I do like the hatching, especially when you draw those speed lines. Um, I'll do an example, like when you draw the lines going like that. The I don't know. I guess you call them like speed lines, right? Like to me, that adds quite a bit of dynamicism. Um, Made that one look like an exclamation point there. Oh, geez. Now when they look all squiggly, gotta try to make them look as cool as possible. I would normally use a ruler when I do this, but okay. So my point is, it just makes it look like more like it's jumping out at you. More action is happening. I think so, and so that's also what I think of as for the hatching lines. Like they seem to make the hatching lines seems to make the picture look a bit more dynamic as opposed to the shadows. But the dark shadows, when you do them um, pretty good, if you got a better knack at it, then that makes the figure look more 3D, a bit dynamic too. But um, I don't know. Yeah. So like I was saying, it's like a balance between those two things that I'll probably be figuring out for quite a long time because every picture is different, and you can draw these things any way you want. So no two should be alike unless I guess well, even if you trace it too, it's like the picture won't be exactly the same from your muscle movement and all that. It kind of looks like a little kid, which I don't want that because he's supposed to be. All right, changing up my pencils because he's supposed to be, this ancient psychopathic mutant vampire. This guy's name's Sakal, if I didn't already mention that. Because I could get rid of these lines that were helping me out. I like kind of adding these extra little dots for the lines. For now, anyway. I mean, and every time I do that, I think of Travis Shrey because that's totally where I picked that up from, or stole, however you want to call it. I definitely stole that from him. Granted, I don't pull it off as good as he does, of course. I noticed that with like everything that when I'm like Dale Keown even anybody that I'm trying to like learn from. I don't do it as good as they do, but um, for the most part, I, my drawing looks better having done that. So I improve, which is the whole point. Sometimes though, if like I feel like I'm just not getting it, then I'll drop it. Like if you watch my other videos of the button nose that Michael Turner does, I try to do that over and over, but I just didn't make it look any good. I'll add some hatch lines right there to like a little bit of uplighting. No, maybe not that much uplighting. But I'll add shadow under his eyes to make his eyes look a bit more menacing. I like to draw the eyes. Like the more sinister these guys look, I like to draw their eyes a bit farther away than you would normally see them. I think that's straight. To me, it makes them look a bit more scary and all that. And then add the shading there to make the eyes pop out a bit. And the little hatch lines going up towards the light. Looks like he has really big eyelashes, maybe. Oh, it looks kind of creepy too. So maybe I'll keep it. I don't know. I might come back and redraw that. Made that one a bit too big. I guess I could erase the parts of his head and start filling in the hair. Yeah, for hair highlights, that's another thing I need to work on quite a bit. There's like a ton of things I need to work on. Hopefully, I'll get to, as I'm drawing more of these pages, that's the practice I'll get to hammer everything out. All right, so for this part, see, I'll start the shadow right there because imagine this is like underneath, like this hair is over and it's blocking the light from the hair back here. And the hair behind the head will mostly be dark too, especially since this hair is going over to make that pop out a bit more. And keep it nice and neat. If I wanted to get real crazy, I would just like with cross hatching, you could cross hatch as much as you want because it's basically doing what I'm doing right here, creating a gray. And then instead of pressing harder, you could just do another set of cross hatches, which makes it look even more gray. And yeah, so that's all cross hatching is doing. And if you want to, like just like a black and white picture, you can make all types of gray shading and complicate your piece. Not that that's a bad thing. A lot of times, well, I don't know. It could be a bad thing. It could be a good thing. I guess it depends on how you end up rendering everything. It's like a stray hair there. Darken up that hair. All right, this is basically a sketch, and I'm just trying to learn stuff. That's the number one thing. The number two thing is I want to flesh the sketch out a bit farther. So it's not all, I don't know, catwampus is the first word that popped in my head. But yeah, so it's not all like that in disarray. Let's see. Trying to make this there. Sometimes when you have the eraser, sometimes when it's too bright, when you erased and you got like brown stuff on it or gray stuff on it like that, it'll just smear the graphite right into the paper. So I try to avoid that by erasing on an open area first. I notice these erasers are getting kind of spendy too. And I erase a lot, so I go through them kind of quick. So whenever there's like a sale or anything, I'll buy a bunch of them just so I have them available in case. All right, so now that I did that, I kind of want to go around and, I mean, if I was doing this in black and white, then it wouldn't matter that much, I guess, unless I was giving it to somebody like an inker, so then they could differentiate the shading from the highlights better. But since I ink myself, I don't need to do this part. But it looks kind of, to me it looks cool for the, as a drawing. Yeah, just to liven things up. The main thing I was focusing on was, oh, hang on, let me look at this in the camera. See, make sure I got this. Yeah, this side looks a bit more clustered than that side, so trying to even that out a bit. See, it goes from that ear to down here, and widen it a little bit more right there. This is what I was trying to avoid, is when I do straight on shots like this of people, the making everything symmetrical can be a little tough. Looks slightly better. Maybe if I widen his hair up a bit more. Normally there's a timer on my camera. I don't know where I'm at. Okay, I'm at 34-ish minutes. I don't know if I'll be able to finish his hand. yeah, basically, I guess what I wanted to do is already done. Is just kind of see how my character Sakal would look with with my new practicing of neck tendons. I like to make his eyes pop out a bit more. The what do you call that? The I know it, but like I'm forgetting everything. You know, the eye bone above your eye, brow. Yeah. All right. So this guy will be making his. Well, he's already showed up in the comic a few times, but we'll be able to see him as a more crazy monster looking guy because he's going to be really vamping out. And he's a mutant of a not just a regular vampire. He's a mutant vampire. And he's like ancient. And it'll be pretty fun to draw him much more as a monster. And some crazy stuff is going to be happening, but I guess I don't want to say the spoilers for it. Uh, but the fighting, I'm going to make it as epic as I can anyway. I should draw like a shadow, like it's coming down from there. What's funny is, I'm sure this happens to everybody, but when you start drawing, you decide to do a drop shadow. That you know all the details that you're fleshing out in anatomy and stuff, or clothing folds, whatever. But the detail, you go over it with a drop shadow. It's like, oh man, I'm covering it all up, which is kind of what I'm doing here. Well, let's see, it'll be kind of lit up right there because his Adam's apple will poke out. Oh, I'm using my microphone today too, so I don't know if I noticed when I don't have the microphone hooked up, then it picks up the camera picks up all my erasing and like when I'm the scritching and scratching on my board, like it picks all that up pretty good. The and the traffic outside, it picks all that up. But with the microphone, hopefully it's not picking that up. I guess this would kind of go in a little bit like that. These things would pop out. It wouldn't be all straight on the shadow. This should cover up a bit more. Last time I used my microphone, though, it wasn't. It didn't sound too loud, though. It was like my voice got quieter. So hopefully it comes in good this time. do a little bit of that uplighting. All right, whatever. That looks kind of goofy. Maybe I will. Okay, so I'm going for the hand. I know gonna make the video a little bit longer, but I like drawing hands. Maybe his fingers should be a bit more flexed. I try to keep in mind that Todd McFarlane's he made a video about excuse me, he made a video about drawing fingers, and he said think of them like peanuts. That's kind of what I do. How he does it though is, or how he was showing it was much more on the nose. Like these fingers, think of them as peanuts, like that, and then when you connect them at the joint, like that for peanuts. How I do it, my interpretation is a little bit more like hot dogs or something, Vienna sausages. I don't know, but to me that helps out how he said to do it. Um, Imagining it anyway. Knuckles, there's like a bunch of ways you could draw them. You could draw them like how I'm doing with the like a U. I do like to draw these tendons when they connect from the knuckle over here down to the. I don't know what kind of, if it's if they connect at the wrist bone or whatever you call that cluster of bones down here. I made his thumb a bit too small. Another thing about Dale Keown's artwork, other than everything, more specifically, is I like how he draws the claws of his Pitt character, because I see him do it a couple of different ways, but the one I remember is his hatching to make it look like it's a shiny object. The other way I see him do it is like he'll draw. Oh, like I say, this is a nail on the finger, and the finger's over here, but he'll kind of draw like that, like a line in the middle, and kind of like it's double lated. And that one is much more trickier for me to draw. And then sometimes he'll even put a highlight like right in the middle. So, I mean, I'd like to experiment with stuff like that. You might see that in my comic where I'm trying to pull it off, successful or unsuccessfully. I don't know if I drew his hand big enough. In comics, it's a lot cooler to draw huge hands. Even on the ladies, it seems, I don't know, because it's probably because it's a drawing, and you kind of get away with drawing weird proportioned humans because they're cartoons. Same thing when you watch like a cartoon. As long as everyone kind of has that, I don't know what you would call it, cartoony aspect, then it's a lot more acceptable. I just noticed his ears. I should render those up a bit. Oh, his hands are going to look sketchy. All right, that's fine. All right, let's get his ears going. I don't know, ears to me, they should just be simple. I think they are because like nobody really pays attention to them except the guys that get really anal about it. But I don't draw ears how they look in real life. I do my best to kind of emulate that. But if you look at someone's ears, they don't look like this. Trying to make his teeth pop out a bit more. Now his nose looks a little weird. Oh wait, I suppose if his nose is flaring out, then the, I don't know what you call those, the nose flaps won't poke inward so much. I'll be here all day if I try to fix that up, his nose. It does feel like I'm trying to make him look older. One of the easiest ways is to make someone look older is just keep drawing more lines on their face. Preferably where it's believable that the lines should be. And when you scrunch up your face, it usually collects like a bag of skin underneath the eye like that. And then the crow's feet, of course. I guess I can make his jaw a little bit wider too. Okay, so sorry I'm quiet because I'm trying to figure out what else to add to this thing. I guess the nose scrunchy marks there too. All right, well, yeah, the heck was this video about again? The neck tendons. So hopefully those look cool. And then if you check out my comic of volume 2, that it'll be noticeable of the work that I put into making the neck tension with the tendons look cool. All right, appreciate you for watching, and please sign up to the Kickstarter. I didn't launch it yet, but if you follow the page, then you'll be notified when I do launch it. It'll be about a month, I'm thinking, just over a month now, so pretty quick, happening pretty quick now. All right, thank you.